Merry Christmas, everyone! This is my special Christmas video for the year, and as we were preparing to do this video, of course, we've been talking about what song should it be? Of course, I can't really bring any opinions to the table, but Vlad was thinking through different ideas, and one of the discussion points was, what would be the best song, not just for this season, but for this season, this year? Meaning, this year that we're in, and all the state of the world, the events happening, everyone feels a certain way. This Christmas, we wanted something that was suitable now and suitable for the season. Finally, he said, well, Paul McCartney has this song. And I said, oh, the Beatles. Well, it's after the Beatles. Okay, well, this sounds interesting. I guess last Christmas I did John Lennon's Happy Christmas, War is Over. And so seems that this is yet another Beatles member, former member, this Christmas. Maybe there's a common thread that binds them all together. But anyway, so this time it's going to be Paul McCartney's Pipes of Peace. Well, now before I listen to it, I am going to read what Vlad has written. Pipes of Peace was released as a single in December 1983, reaching number 1 on the UK singles charts for 2 weeks, and number 1 on the Irish singles chart for 2 weeks in January 1984. Well, this is 2023 going into 2024, so it's almost an anniversary, 40-year anniversary. Kind of fun. The basic track was recorded on 10th of September 1982 at Air Studios, with orchestral overdubs added later. McCartney plays piano, bass, and knee percussion, while tabla was added by James Kippen, who tried, quote, something like 20 to 30 takes before McCartney was satisfied. Rather demanding, huh? A special session was organized to have the Pestalozzi Children Choir adding their voices. Well, Lennon's song last Christmas had children's voices too, so I guess they have some common approaches. The video was produced by Hugh Simmons, featured more than 100 extras, and for added realism, McCartney had his hair cut short, especially for the shoot. Well, Vlad told me that there is a video that goes with this and that I should watch it. And he also told me that I should listen to the entire song straight through without stopping before commenting and breaking it apart. So that's how we'll do it this time.
I light a candle to our love. In love our problems disappear. But all in all we soon discover that one and one is all we long to hear. All around the world, little children being born to the world. Got to give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be done? Help them to learn songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn. Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play you say? Will the human race be run in a day? Or will someone save this planet we're playing on? Is it the only one? What are we gonna do? Help them to see that the people here are like you and me. Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play the pipes of I light a candle to our love. In love, our problems disappear. But all in all, we soon discover that one and one is all we long to hear.
That's beautiful. And it immediately brings to mind the movie Joyeux Noël, as well as another piece of music, is it 1916? 1914? Oh, I don't remember what the date was, but on Christmas Day, on the Western Front, the guns all died away. And it's another piece of music commemorating this phenomena which took place during that war at Christmas, when a lot of instances of fraternization and pausing of the fighting and interaction between the different sides were took place. But this one is so sweet, so gentle. It's so there's something very charming and innocent about it, so hopeful, and well, maybe that's just what we need this year. Isn't it interesting how the music starts with this sort of chaos that we hear at the beginning of a concert? The instruments tuning up, running little spots, the violin, the brass in the back sounding like elephants, and the timpani practicing a few crashes. But we hear it as sort of the chaos of conflict. I never thought of using an orchestral warm-up session for that. It's kind of a creative idea.
I light a candle to our love. In love, our problems disappear. But all in all, we soon discover that one and one is all we long to hear.
I have in my mind, and I didn't intend to do this, but I can't help but doing it since this is Paul McCartney and Last Christmas with John Lennon, comparing their two approaches to the whole topic, and the not just the lyrical approach, but also the musical approach. I guess I would say John Lennon's melody is perhaps more accessible. It's simpler. It has a more, well, it's more limited in range, in its shape, rise and fall, and it is much more elementary in its material that it's made out of. This one has a lot more rise and fall and lilt and it's a little bit trickier for somebody to sing, meaning that's probably why, well, I understand this isn't such a well-known song as Happy Christmas, War is Over. And that's probably why, because Happy Christmas, War is Over sticks in our ears so easily. This one, you have to have heard it several times. You have to remember, I light a candle to our love. In love our problems disappear. You know, we're going up and down, and we have to be able to land those pitches. It's lovely. It's really beautiful. But I don't think this would ever become an anthem. But that's okay. It's not meant to be an anthem. It's more, that's the other thing, is I noticed that Happy Christmas, War is Over is sort of anthemic in it's a bit activist, we could say. But this one is not. At least not so blatantly in-your-face activist. It's presented more as a reflection and introspective. I light a candle to our love. In love, our problems disappear. It's a meditation on love and the power of love. But it's about us. It's about our love. It's not about, oh, you can have peace if you will, if you want it now. It's about, I light a candle. I light a candle. Think of what that implies. When do you light a candle? It's in honor, in commemoration, in, you know, there are many religious traditions around the world, especially various Christian traditions around the world, where lighting a candle is a religious act which takes place in the course of practicing the customs. But sometimes we light a candle just to enjoy an ambience. Sometimes we light a candle when we want the two of us to have a special evening together. I light a candle. Sometimes, well, we light a candle to cast some light, to shed some light, to illuminate. It's as if he's lighting a candle to do all of these things. To honor, commemorate, to enjoy the feeling, the ambience, the warmth, because candlelight is warm and gentle. You know, it has this sort of romantic quality, as well as, of course, if we want to get biblical, there's the whole idea of lighting a candle to search for something, right? So all of these different things can be brought into this phrase. I light a candle to our love. In love, our problems disappear. But all in all, we soon discover that 1 and 1 is all we long to hear. 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Is that what he's saying? 1 and 1. 1 and 1 being 1 probably is more what he's saying. All around the world, little children being born to the world. Got to give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be done? And it's this meditation. It has a bit of a questioning to it. Then will the work be done? And will we have done everything we need for our children if we can win the war. Well, he's not specific about what the war is, but the idea is that conflict has to end. And it's so sweet and gentle. And this movie, you know, it's battle scenes. It's in the trenches, Christmas Day, mail time. They've got each one has a picture of his lover, his wife, his girlfriend, his mother, reflecting on the beautiful, the warm, the safe, the compassionate, and the home, the place where we belong.
Oh, we long to hear all around the world, little children being born to the world. Got to give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be
Kind of fun and lively. A little bit of piano, a little bit of, you know, some. It's you could almost say it's a sleigh bell sound, but he's been very careful not to really throw us into the stereotypical Christmas sound world. So we have to use our imagination just a little bit if we wanted to call it sleigh bells, but still there's that sort of overtone, just Christmas overtone. It doesn't even mention Christmas here. It was just released in the holiday season. So
war is won, then will the work be done? Help them to learn.
I kind of like the way also in the movie they start kind of moving their bodies along to this happy, cheery, light-hearted music. It puts a bit of personality to these scenes. It's not just a bunch of soldiers in the trenches and, you know, the classic images. There's a little bit of buoyancy there. You see the feeling manifested that they feel when they read the letter, look at the picture, and put themselves back in that home circle.
Help them to learn songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn. Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play the pipes of peace.
I guess that was the bit of children's choir coming in there. Play the pipes of peace. It's interesting how when he starts to sing, okay, give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be done? Help them to learn. Big pause. Songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn, burn, baby, burn. Let us show them how to play. And when he sings the word play, the flow of the text stops. Let us show them how to play. 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 Let us show them how to play. Not fight. Play like a child. Have fun. Enjoy. And only after we have this idea of playfulness stuck in our minds do we get to hear the pipes of peace.
Give them all we can till the war is won. Then will the work be done? Help them to learn songs of joy instead of burn, baby, burn. Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play the pipes.
And this playful accompaniment is happening behind, kind of set us up for this. And so it gives us this feeling of playfulness, freedom. Where are children free to play? Where is playfulness free and safe? In a peaceful society, in a peaceful world. Not in a war zone. Children don't get to feel to be children there. And so it's a play on words, to play and to play the pipes of peace. And it's just a clever little touch there, which works really well. You're a bit more of a march style here. And you hear the pipes. And this is where I have to take a moment to pay attention to the movie and not just the music and the lyrics, because they go so well together. But without the movie, we might say it's just a sweet little song. It doesn't have anything really impressively profound about it, although the message is one of great importance, and it's one of these artistic reminders to keep the dream alive, to strive for this peaceful world, and that it's our place to do that. We can't wait for somebody else to do it. It brings in the idea of the children, the next generation, the little children being born to the world, all around the world, not just mine, not just yours, but all the children around the world. It's the next generation that's coming up, and we have to give them everything we can, and we have to try to give them a better world, a more peaceful world. That's all in here, and it's not hard to find it here. It's simply beautifully spoken of. But then here in the movie, something really special happens. Both sides are approaching. Play the pipes of peace. And here they are, the two men who are the same men, McCartney and McCartney. And they're facing each other. They're representing all the soldiers on both sides. The movie has them set a little bit separated to put our focus on them. Watch what happens. Reaching across to each other, reaching out and shaking hands. Now, we have McCartney and we have McCartney. We have the same person. Each one is meeting himself. When he reaches across to greet the soldier on the other side, he is greeting himself. He is greeting the enemy. They are both enemies, dressed in enemies' uniforms outwardly. But underneath that uniform, inside, it's the same person. It is a human being. It is not this side versus that side. That's a facade. That's what's been put on them. But it is not really who they are. They are one. They're each a human. And every human being is the same at the core. And this movie scene here, I mean, this is so simple, but such a great representation and artistic rendition of this truth. Walking towards each other, reaching out, shaking hands.
What do you say? Will the human race be run in a day? Or will someone save this planet we play?
And at that point is when this next verse comes in. What do you say? Will the human race be run in a day? Or will someone save this planet we're playing on? We're playing on. In other words, this play on words again comes back. We're playing on this planet. What are we playing at? We're playing at warfare. We're playing at hostility. We're playing at barriers. We're playing at building up imaginary separations and differences. And we're playing at war. Like foolish children. We're building walls. Why don't we put this play away? Why don't we stop playing? Why don't we stop the play? And really be human. And play the pipes of peace. Very nice, very nice. Is it the only one? What are we going to do? Now it really kind of makes us think hard about what the repercussions are. Help them to see that the people here are like you and like me. And if you and me are the same one, a human, well, we need to make sure that we treat each other that way. We relate to each other that way. And we relate to the whole world that way as much as possible, so that this play can end and the reality can start to be seen bit by bit, moving its fingers outwards, spreading wherever it's allowed.
Or will someone save this planet?
I just noticed that now. I didn't notice it before. Play.
Will the human race be run in a day? Or will someone save?
And when he says in a day, then you see the soldiers playing. Only they're playing ball. They're playing as a team. Really a well-made little clip.
In a day, or will someone save this planet we're playing on? Is it the only one? What are we gonna do? Help them to see that the people here are like you and me.
The music just goes on nice and
how to play.
show them how to play the pipes of peace. Nice little instrumental details like this bass which is walking down, and then when it says play the pipes of peace, dee-dee-dee-dee. Listen.
Let us show them how to play the pipes of peace. Play the pipes of
Then they run for cover.
I light a candle to our love. In love our problems disappear. But all in all, we soon discover.
I need to go back and check. But I think that when that bomb hit, they were showing each other pictures of their wives, their families. And I think when they ran for cover, they had each other's photo. Let me just check this, okay? So this one has this picture here. We're at 3:25. Let me back up. I don't want to... Okay. Yes, this one has the same picture. That adds an extra layer to this whole message, that we are one and that those we love are the same. Those we are defending are the same. The other's family is just as dear as our own. And it's just so unassumingly sweet the way this is presented. It doesn't have any weightiness or feeling of profundity. It's just incredibly simply, sweetly, unassumingly, nicely put out.
But all in all, we soon discover that
Look at his smile.
is all we long to hear.
And he puts it back in his pocket as if it's his own. And it ends with him falling asleep to that thought, to that dream, to that world which he holds dear within himself. You know, this song has reminded me of several different things, and I mentioned one, the other song, 1915 on Christmas Day. And the movie Joyeux Noël, and all of these things, but I have some other things coming to mind as well. Just recently, I was reading about an incredible thing that exists in the midst of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that is currently in such a hot conflict. And that is, there is this group of parents whose children have died because of the conflict. And this group goes back some years. I don't know how many. I just read one little thing about it. And these parents come from both sides, Israeli and Palestinian. And every single one who belongs to this group, I don't know if it's an organization or a club or what, but anyway, every member of the group has lost a child due to the conflict. And every single one in the group has chosen to not harbor bitterness and hostility and anger against the other side. They have chosen to join this group, which is dedicated to cultivating friendship between both sides. And I was reading specifically about two fathers, each who lost a daughter. And one is Palestinian, one is Israeli. And they are close friends. And they have developed this friendship within this group. And it was just such a moving thing for me to think about the strength that it requires and the willingness to forgive and lay aside decades and centuries and millennia of bitterness and hostility. And, you know, sometimes we think, like in this little music video clip, we think of the soldiers and we think of those who are doing the fighting as needing to lay down their arms and stop the conflict. And as well as being the ones who are suffering. But really, when we step back and think about it, that's not where the problem is. The problem are us, the parents. And Paul McCartney brings this out. He talks about all the little children being born and what are we going to teach them? And how are we going to make this a better world? And that responsibility rests on us, the parents. Our world that we live in, that we kind of shape. We are the ones who have the most power to end the conflict, or at least to start the process of bringing it to an end. And it's incredibly hard sometimes. Sometimes it requires a superhuman level of heroism to forgive and to lay down the pain and the suffering that makes us take the hostile road. Because we as parents, you could say, we suffer even more than those who are doing the fighting. We suffer because it is our children doing the fighting. We suffer because we are the parent. And we would much rather be the one out there enduring the pain and hardship than our precious child. And so we have not only a special kind of suffering which we have to contend with, but we have a special responsibility. And McCartney brings all of this and lays it out to us in this simple song. We could go incredibly profound. We could talk about all the different examples of this kind of forgiveness or that example of peacemaking, or how we're going to make the world better for our children, or what our faults and shortcomings have been and how are we going to remedy them. We could go all those different directions. But Paul McCartney simply says, teach them to play the pipes of peace. Let us all learn to play the pipes of peace. And while I have been talking about how it's a play on words, and we have play and play and play, the other thing that I absolutely love about this song is that it's about music. That music has the ability to help us come together. All of us can come together from all sides for the purpose of playing music, making music, play the pipes of peace together. And, well, it's Christmas. Let's take this moment to perhaps make what might be a temporary truce, a sort of fraternization of sides. But let's practice this, playing the pipes of peace together. And let's see how long we can make it last. Each one of us in our own worlds, facing our own conflicts, with our own list of enemies that perhaps we contend with. Let's see what we can do. Merry Christmas, and may it be a musical, peaceful, and playful holiday for all of you.